This is CTV News with Nafisa Karim.
Much better than Route 66. So we have our own Route 66 here in Canada. I call it Route 19A.
Tonight, why the city of Parksville is considering a name change for two historic roads.
It's extremely expensive to treat. They need IV fluids, they need plasma transfusions, they need 24-hour care. They have to be in an emergency vet clinic so that someone's with them all the time.
A canine virus quickly spreading across Vancouver Island. The pressure it's putting on animal shelters and the push to have dogs vaccinated. Plus, Adam finds out why a couple who started dating on Friday the 13th say they are so lucky in love. Later on the Sawatsky sign-off. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. From highway to boulevard, the city of Parksville is mulling over the idea of a name change for two historic roads. As CTV's Andy Garland reports, a Qualicum Beach man wants to keep tradition and history alive with a highway he says is the best in the world.
Jerry Swan of Qualicum Beach loves to hit the open road in his 1931 Ford traditional 50s hot rod, which he restored.
To get behind the wheel and drive it and enjoy the wind.
And there's no other road he enjoys driving in the world more than Highway 19A from Parksville to Campbell River.
You got the trees, you got the ocean, windy roads, nobody's pushing you, nobody says you have to go fast or slow. You can just enjoy the ride.
He enjoys it so much, he compares it to the U.S.'s historic Route 66.
And I thought, much better than Route 66. So we have our own Route 66 here in Canada. I call it Route 19A.
That's why he doesn't want neighboring Parksville to change the name of the highway in their town.
I like history things, and that's just my way of having appreciation for the past.
The city of Parksville is looking at changing the name of two highways within city limits, from Highway 19A to Ocean Boulevard and the Alberni Highway to Mountain View Boulevard.
I like that. It's more personal for the community, right? It's it is more part of the community than a highway going through.
If people are not used to coming here, at least that sort of gives an ocean side thing.
The name change would also include traffic calming measures in an effort to attract more people visiting the beach to come downtown, which is something the Parksville Downtown Business Association says they weren't consulted on and are concerned about the cost.
Felt that perhaps there were other priorities that would have more positive impact on the downtown at this time.
A staff report would be presented to council in June. And as for Jerry, he will continue driving Highway 19A, which he calls historic, no matter the decision.
It doesn't get much better than this.
Andy Garland, CTV News, Qualicum Beach.
Saanich Council has finalized a plan that will shape the look and feel of one of the municipality's busiest corridors over the next 30 years. The corridor in question is Shelbourne Street, stretching from North Jerry Road by Hillside Mall to Feltham Road near the Gordon Head Rec Centre. The Shelbourne Valley Plan was first approved in 2017. Saanich's mayor says it needed to be updated due to provincial regulatory changes and to reflect increased construction costs. The plan establishes building heights and allowed densities on the corridor, along with the amenities and infrastructure that will be needed as the community grows.
The planning process is really about ensuring that we have a vision for how we want to grow as a community, so that we're not just developing in a haphazard manner, which I think ultimately puts at risk a lot of what we love about this area, the green spaces, the natural areas, and the services and amenities that people rely on.
He says we'll continue to see 6-story apartment buildings going up on Shelbourne, and now there are more opportunities for low-rise apartments and townhouses. A big boost for the Victoria Curling Club. It has surpassed its major fundraising goal to securing critical cash to replace its aging ice plant. The club went over its $75,000 fundraising goal, triggering a matching donation and unlocking City of Victoria funding for a new energy-efficient ice plant. The much-needed upgrade will improve reliability, cut energy use, and keep the facility running for decades to come. The Victoria Curling Club supports youth programs, seniors, Special Olympics, athletes, and community events. The city of Colwood is the latest municipality to join the Evolve e-bike and e-scooter share program. As of today, there are 14 stations throughout Colwood where you can jump on a scooter or bike, rent them by the minute or hour, and drop them off again at any of the other locations around Colwood, Langford, or Saanich. There are up to 75 micromobility devices throughout the municipality at any given time. And now throughout the region, there are more than 400 devices between the three participating municipalities. Evolve was created by BCAA and operates alongside its Evo car share program with a goal of providing affordable modes of transportation to everyone.
Affordability is a really big aspect of these systems, so it's 35 cents a minute. If you're a BCAA member, you get 10% off, and then for frequent members, we've got a membership subscription, so $9.99 a month, and then it's 10 cents a minute, so it's super affordable.
Every e-bike and e-scooter comes with a helmet, which are pre-placed regularly. The e-scooters are also equipped with turn signals. Colwood says getting involved in the program further connects its residents to neighboring municipalities.
We just wanted to be better connected, and we wanted to provide the residents of Colwood with options that reflect how they really want to move around in the city. And so we were happy to be on board, and we're really excited with how this partnership has evolved, pun intended, and just to stay better connected in the community.
Evolve is hoping to further expand the program throughout the capital region in the future. ICBC is urging people to watch for pedestrians, including the ones with 4 legs and a tail. The Insurance Corp says there are more animals on the road in the spring, causing a significant number of crashes. It says collisions with wildlife have been increasing since 2020, reaching a high of more than 12,500 in 2024. That's roughly 900 more than the yearly average over the past decade. ICBC says that could be linked to milder winters, with more vehicles on the road and growing deer populations. On Vancouver Island, 90% of crashes involve deer.
We share this province with so many amazing animals, so we really need to be on the lookout right now. And when you see those wildlife crossing warning signs, remember that those signs have been put there for a reason. They are there because collisions are taking place in the area you're driving in, collisions involving wildlife.
ICBC recommends managing your speed, scanning the roadside, and maintaining your car's lights, wheels, wipers, and horn. Saanich police have launched a new online reporting system for non-urgent calls in an effort to improve efficiency and reduce wait times. The new reporting tool can be found on the Saanich Police website. That's where you can report non-urgent cases such as neighbor disputes, found property, fraud, theft, mischief, or damage. The reports will be reviewed daily. Saanich police say the online step-by-step process gives you a chance to report at your own convenience and flag incidents that may otherwise go unreported. The online tool is an added service and not meant to replace 911 or the non-emergency line. The Victoria Humane Society is pleading with dog owners to ensure their fur babies' vaccinations are up to date as canine parvovirus is quickly spreading across Vancouver Island. So far this year, the nonprofit says it has had 48 puppies surrendered to them infected with the virus. Last year, it had just 3. Parvovirus is a highly contagious viral disease that predominantly affects unvaccinated puppies. If a dog is vaccinated and has had its booster shot, it is immune to the disease. The virus can kill a puppy very quickly if it's left untreated. It is transmitted through spores, which can reside in a home or yard for up to 6 months once an infection has occurred.
It's extremely expensive to treat. They need IV fluids, they need plasma transfusions, they need 24-hour care. They have to be at an emergency vet clinic so that someone's with them all the time. We haven't seen a lot of it in the past, but now we're seeing it everywhere. We had 2 litters coming in one day that had it, and it's costs a lot of money to treat. In the last 2 months, we spent $235,000 in vet care. That's like our whole year's budget. Like, it's been absolutely crazy.
On top of the cost pressures, a number of foster homes are now contaminated with the virus, leaving the Humane Society without access to them for the next 6 months. A boil water advisory is in place for the Wilderness Mountain water system in East Souk. The Capital Regional District and Island Health say water quality may have been compromised by turbidity in the surface water source. Residents should boil any water used for drinking, food preparation, ice cubes, and brushing teeth until that advisory ends. conditions. Water from the tap should be boiled vigorously for at least a minute before being consumed. That advisory is in place until the treated water turbidity is within acceptable levels. Tim Hortons' Smile Cookie campaign is underway. 100% of proceeds go to local charities and communities across the country. 107.3 Virgin Radio's Bailey and Johnny have their cookies and have a challenge for Islanders.
It's the most delicious week of the year at Tim Hortons. Smile cookies are back, and look at them. They're even camera ready for us, and they're not just delicious, they're also for a good cause.
They're $2 each. All the proceeds go to Janice Place, and I was looking at the record. If we each buy 8, we could have the most Smile cookies per capita. Ooh. Dunnville, Ontario, you're going down.
19 degrees, beautiful out there. Josh will be back after the break with the full forecast. It's been warming up over the past couple of days. Josh, the trend continues.
The warm and dry conditions continue right through the next 4 or 5 days, right across most of the island. There's a little sprinkle that might hit some inland areas up around Gold River. We'll show you that in a second. There is also some increased cloud cover for tomorrow, but that cloud just isn't bringing much in the way of precipitation. There's your 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Partly cloudy skies across most of the island. Increasing cloud as the day goes on. There's a couple spotty showers potentially. And then we get some clearing as we head into Saturday. So sunshine will be back for the weekend, and temperatures will really start to ramp up through the weekend and into early next week. Could see some fog patches tomorrow morning in through the north, and then some clearing in the afternoon. We'll get to a high of about 15, 17, and 18 with sunny skies Saturday, Sunday. Monday's all the way up to about 20 or 21, way above the average high of 14. Inland areas, again, there is a slight chance of a spotty shower. Most areas, especially around Port Alberni, you're going to be just mostly cloudy tomorrow. High of 22, 24, and 27 Saturday, Sunday. 28 degrees in the forecast for Monday. 10 degrees above average to close the weekend and head into early next week. And looks like we'll hang on to the low to mid-20s into Tuesday, Wednesday as well. Mid-teens out of the west coast tomorrow with a mix of sun and cloud, a little breezy. Gusts to around 30 or 40 kilometers per hour for especially coastal areas. 19 and partly cloudy on Saturday, and then 21 and 20 for highs Sunday, Monday. Again, the average high is 13. So you've got this big upper ridge, this bubble of warm air in the mid and upper levels that's really going to strengthen through the weekend and into early next week. And you can see the result of that at the surface as temperatures get into the 20s for each of the next 5 days. In Comox, 20. Yes, you will see mostly cloudy skies tomorrow, but the sunshine will be in full force Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Those daytime highs through the weekend and into early next week are about 10 degrees above average. In Nanaimo, 20 with a mix of sun and cloud tomorrow, and then sunshine for Saturday, Sunday, and the early part of next week. Again, about 10 degrees above average with daytime highs in the mid-20s through the weekend and into early next week. And in Victoria, 9 degrees tomorrow morning, a little breezy. At times, we'll see wind, out of the southwest around 20, occasionally gusting to around 30 or 40 kilometers per hour. Cloudy with a few sunny breaks, close to 20 for a high tomorrow, and then into the 20s through the weekend. Mixed sun and cloud, 22 Saturday, partly cloudy, and 24 on Sunday, and still in the low to mid-20s into Monday, Tuesday of next week.
Gorgeous. Thanks, Josh. Hundreds of nurses rallied in downtown Vancouver today, pushing back after contract talks broke down. And what happens next could have a major impact here on Vancouver Island. With a province-wide strike vote looming, nurses say the message is about respect. More than 500 nurses and healthcare workers flooded downtown Vancouver at lunchtime, calling on the province and health employers to return to the bargaining table. The rally comes after the union declared an impasse earlier this month, stepping away from negotiations with the Health Employers Association of BC. More than 50,000 BC Nurses Union members, including thousands working in island hospitals and clinics, are preparing to vote on strike action between May 8th and 11th.
We can no longer hold up and carry the burdens of a system that is stretched to the limits. There are not enough nurses in this province. Nurses continue to become injured. They continue to be assaulted. And now we're in a situation at the bargaining table where we're trying to negotiate benefits, and we haven't been able to have that opportunity.
Nurses say workload pressures, workplace violence, and rolling back benefits are driving burnout. For his part, the Premier has expressed confidence in reaching a negotiated settlement and says he looks forward to a speedy resolution. Donald Trump has approved a proposed pipeline that could increase Canada's crude exports to the United States by more than 12%. The U.S. president signed an order today authorizing the pipeline that would transport Canadian oil from the U.S.-Canada border to Wyoming. The company that would build the pipeline says it would have the capacity to move more than 1 million barrels per day. Canada supplies more crude to the U.S. than any other country, including 1.64 billion barrels last year. Get ready to pay more at the pumps as the conflict in Iran shows no signs of resolution. Gas prices in Canada shot up again today, even more than yesterday's steep increase. And the expectation is a lot more of this before the situation improves. CTV's Adrian Gobriel on the rising prices and the impact at the pump.
Fuming while fueling up.
I'm fed up. I can't take it anymore.
From fed up to frustration to, the next step is despair.
The pain at the pump has hit a new peak due to these average prices across the country today, with Vancouver topping out as the most expensive city at nearly $2.17 a litre. Depending on where you live, a cross-country spike between 8 to 12 cents is predicted to be on tap for tomorrow.
Whether you be in Vancouver, Montreal, Toronto, or the East Coast, Atlantic Canada, prices are going up everywhere.
While the price humanity has paid for the war in Iran can't be qualified in dollars and cents, the subsequent closure of the Strait of Hormuz by Iran is costing the global economy billions, with 20% of the world's oil supply unable to pass through these troubled waters.
The United States blockade of Iranian shipping is costing the Iranian regime about $500 million a day in lost oil revenues. And for the United States, they've spent about $25 billion worth of munitions.
Economists say the closure of the strait has already been priced into the oil market. Fears of a prolonged conflict in Iran is now driving prices towards record levels.
The more that prices continue to rise is more belief in the markets that this isn't going to resolve itself anytime soon.
Even if a peace deal were to be reached today, those keeping a close eye on the oil market believe it would take months before any reprieve arrives.
The gap that has been created is over 1 billion barrels of oil a day is missing. It's going to take a long time to recover that. Vessels don't travel at light speed to move oil from one place to another.
For Canadians, the impact could reach far beyond the price at the pumps. If the conflict isn't resolved by this summer, there's legitimate concerns that inflation could once again tick upwards, along with interest rates.
Some petroleum analysts believe without a timely resolution in the Strait of Hormuz, we could see gas prices across Canada climb another 50 cents per litre in the months ahead. Adrian Gobriel, CTV News, Toronto.
Coming up, lucky in love. This couple credits staying together for almost 50 years with two things. Adam shows us next on the Sawatsky Sign-Off.
Virgin Radio is Victoria's #1 hit music station. Home of Bailey and Johnny in the morning. Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to 107.3 Virgin Radio everywhere.
Finally, Adam finds out a Victoria couple's secret to lasting love after being together for almost half a century on the Sawatsky Sign-Off.
Although Lucia and Chris Chater had their first date on Friday the 13th,
we're not superstitious.
They've been lucky in love.
And I never left.
They've been together 48 years.
We've never had a fight. Ever.
And credit their longevity with having fun together. Like that time Lucia accidentally called Chris the wrong name.
Called me George, and what? What's that? We laughed about it, and then I called her Fredrina.
So instead of honey or dear, George and Fredrina stuck, even when meeting new people.
We're talking, and I'll say, hey, George, and they'll go, oh my God, we've been calling him Chris. Oh, that's his name. But you called him George.
Along with sharing laughter, Lucia and Chris strive to share a common purpose. Like what happened after that day she decided to do something about the litter she saw on the sidewalk.
I didn't have anything to put them in except her poop bag. A clean one, by the way.
After cashing that in for a few cents, the couple started returning every recyclable they happened upon on for a refund.
After 4 months, we had $500.
But instead of keeping it for themselves, they decided to donate it to their local community kitchen.
And I have to tell you, it brought tears to my eyes. I'm like, they don't deserve to be going hungry.
So Lucia and Chris committed to increase their collecting. And despite enduring arthritis in their hands and knees, which can take days to recover from, started spending countless hours accumulating as many cans and bottles as they could.
It's almost addictive.
It's a drive to get more so they can give more. And after 5 years of this, have donated more than they ever imagined.
$40,095. I know. We can't believe it either.
So no matter if they call each other Fredrina or George or crazy.
Crazy for you, can't you see?
This couple has no plans to stop laughing together or stop going on dates to the recycle depot together. Because when you find yourself this lucky in love, why wouldn't you help those who happen to be unlucky in life?
Be kind. Kindness goes so far.
Oh, it does. Goes a long ways.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Victoria.
I love them. Well, that is it for CTV News Vancouver Island. Thank you so much for joining us. Good night.